G'day everyone. How is everyone going? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic tonight or today. I am just having a little bit of time to just give a little bit of a stream here, just to get to more really not really much about news, but more of about a chat. Something I've just noticed that I thought when I was actually testing out the new Acer Concept D3 Easel Pro, which you probably saw me drop that video last night. Now, while I was actually working on that computer, I was actually really enjoying, especially the RGB. Well, not really RGB, it's just the backlit keys. And I have had a few, well, I call it gaming laptops as well, which had a lot of RGB lights. Now, the RGB lights are they're nice and fancy, but really, when it comes down to the keyboard, it does get a bit distraction, especially when you get those nice little rainbow effects and stuff like that. But what got me thinking was, with the RGB lights, it would be nice if you could do something for the business computers. Now, with the what I'm talking about is more like if you can actually customize some of the backlit keys in some of the commercial computers. Because you can't, it's really just on and off. But it would be nice if you can, in software wise, where you can actually change and localize some of the backlit keys to certain areas that just only light up for special applications. Like I have had many applications which are very, well, a lot of computers which are very sole application based, which only run on one application, and they do require special hotkeys. And it would be nice if you can actually customize some of the backlit keys to only lit up on those hotkeys for that particular application that runs. I think that would be nice as well. Another use that I could see that would be nice to see is either have a change of lights or even just add in the backlit at different times or angles for either the num lock or even with the cap locks. Maybe it just turns extra brighter or it changes color to a different color, just so you know that you're running on cap locks. It's just something I thought that would be nice to see. That add a little bit extra functionality in the backlit keys. Again, with the idea of the hotkeys trying to have localized different colors, I think that would be kind of cool to see for RGB lights. I don't know if you can do that. I actually have never played with the lighting software if you can actually customize different backlit keys in RGB colors on a gaming computer. I had tried play with the different like rainbow effects, spectrum, and lightning effects, but I really haven't tried really customizing it, really drilling it down. I don't know if you can do that, but I think that would be a great idea if manufacturers can maybe consider doing something like that. I also love to hear what your thoughts are on RGB lights on backlit keys. I think one of the things I would like to see, and that came from the Concept D, was because the amber backlit keys, I actually really like that when I was working late at night. And I did try that out. Now, and also another color that could be possibility is maybe red. Again, but red is one of the things, like I've done some psychology stuff, and red is probably what would make people angry. That's generally more aggressive. So maybe not red as for backlit keys. I would probably say maybe green. Green's easy to work on, and also it's more calming on the eyes as well too. Now I also know blue is very calming, but blue, we are trying to bring down the blue lights just so it makes it easier for the tiredness and sleepiness anyway. So I think maybe green will be a great idea for backlit keys rather than just complete white light. White backlit keys is probably the best way to say. But I really did enjoy having that amber or orange sort of tinge backlit keys. I found it very, very nice to actually use, especially at night. And I also found it just on against the white, it was really nice as well. Now on black, it was probably a little harder to see. It probably won't look as fancy or really cool. I think it's more like a Mac sort of old Mac style. If you remember the old MacBooks that actually came in white, that was really nice in a way. So I think it will be good to see different types of color backlit keys rather than the traditional white light on commercial or enterprise computers. I think that would be cool if we can bring some of that over from the gaming sector. It's just something I was just game of thought. So I'd love to hear what you guys think as well. But also, the other news that I actually want to actually talk about as well, besides the RGB lights, if anyone wants to join me in for the RGB lights, is about I know I actually put a video, a live stream last week about the Dell Precision series. Now, that was about the 7000 series. Now, something I actually did talk to a little bit Dell by especially about, and I had a few comments about this, and that was to do with the Xeons. Now, with the Xeons, it was to do with, or I was saying that we were waiting for maybe the Xeons coming out Intel. Now, from what I hear is, g'day mate, how's it going, Andy? And how are you doing tonight? Is that I have talked to Dell, and Dell is actually informing me that Intel, now hopefully I don't get this quoted incorrectly, is looking at for the Elder Lake series, is bringing the certain features that was exclusive to the Xeons, like the support for ECC to the core range. So Intel Core that you see, so basically the i5 to, or i3 to all the way to the i9s anyway. So we probably more than likely will not see a new Xeon in the precisions. What will happen is those positions that of the core will have support for ECC RAM. Now, those ECC RAM will be they are going to be in SODIMM RAM slots, and the Precision 7000 series is CRAM series. So CARM, was it CAMM or something like that? You probably saw last week I actually got that confused with something else that someone was talking about. And I really got confused with the DIMM slot, DIMM RAM. Now, with that, it's basically just compacted RAM. I know there been stories on the internet after I did some research. Some people like it, some people don't. Now, with the SODIMM for the ECC, that is going to be on adapter from SODIMM to the CRAM slot. So that's something. Now, as for upgrading from your normal, so we say non-ECC RAM to ECC RAM later on. Now that would be, I don't exactly know if that's going to be supported yet. It's a question I will be asking later on to Dell, unfortunately. So I think that will be a thing. I know people will ask, can you upgrade from a non-ECC RAM to a ECC RAM? And just basically just buy the adapter and then buy the RAM and then just go put it in. So that's instead of buying a chipset. So I think that would be kind of cool as well. Now, as for going the other way, where you want to just put non-ECC RAM on non-ECC RAM with that SODIMM slot to the CRAM slot using that adapter, we don't know yet. I think we're going to get a little bit more technical until a little bit later on, where we actually get these computers in, so I can actually have a try out. We'll see that. I think that would be kind of cool. But yes, g'day OJ, how are you doing as well? Hopefully you're having a great night. I love that smile that you've got, and not bad. They'll probably make a Core i9 Pro. I think they will probably make a Core i9. There's so many. Basically, for the 12th gen, there are so many chipsets in that. So I don't know which one it is. I haven't looked at it. I probably need to talk to Intel on what they're looking at. But just to give you guys a little bit of update on a little bit more news about the ECC RAM, but for the Precision series, because I know there was a few comments about the RAM and the CRAM RAM as well too. So that's something up. Now, as for what's going on with my things, I am just received this today, which is going to be a dock. So I'll see if you can see that. It's a Thunderbolt. It's from QG. It's a Thunderbolt 4 dock. It's a mini dock. Let me see if I can bring out this thing. This is starting to annoy a lot of you guys. I'm just going to take this blur off. I forgot I had this blur off. I'll just take this blur. Look at all the mess behind me. Whoa, look at that mess. Anyway, so this one here. Now, I've just taken the package off. I actually haven't unboxed it anyway, so I'm just going to actually do the unboxing right now anyway. But yeah, it's really small. I can tell that. Wow, that is small. What is? Let me just take this thing out. Yeah, this is a Thunderbolt 4 dock. It's basically got a power button at the front and just kind of that same quality as that one. I'm going to show it to you so comparison to what it looks like anyway. And we've got 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports, so the USB Type-C ports, and then the power port, and then on the side we got a USB Type-A port. Now it's blue color, so it's USB 3.1. I'm thinking that's Gen 2 anyway. And then on the other side, it's also a USB Thunderbolt 4 port. Now this is the upstream port, so this connects to your computer. Now this thing can deliver again another 60 watts. I will be putting a review for this. Now just to give you a bit of idea on how small this is I've got this bigger brother, which is I think this is the Thunderbolt 4 Max, I actually review as well too. Now, this is kind of how small this one is. That's how small it is. It's quite small. And even just to give you a better size difference for this size, I will probably do this in the proper video, but it's just for those who just giving a sneak peek on how thin and small it is. So I think this is good for a lot of computers, and this for like the Max. Now, this is going to be interesting for the Max as well too. Again, this is only 60 watts, and I think the 13-inch MacBook Pro M1 that one can do 61 watts. That because of this should be able to power that up and charge it up. Now for the 14-inch, it can do the 8-core. Now the 8-core M1 Pro does do 67 watts, so this only does 60 watts. So it can still kind of do it. You'd still be on looking slow charge, but anything above the 8-core, basically the base model and above. So the M1 Pro with the 10 cores and M1 Max, and of course 16-inch won't be able to power this up. You still need connected power up. So that's kind of cool. And I think also for a lot of the computers that have USB-C base, pretty much a lot of the slim type computers, that's kind of there. So I think the ultra light and ultra thin ones that's coming this year, I think these will be very nice for that to power up. Now, one of the things I like to also talk to you guys about, and also something I noticed when I actually was getting this thing out of its box, well, basically taking the package off, is I've noticed a lot of my not computers, a lot of my accessories these days, I have really kind of moved towards the USB-C connection. So USB-C to USB-C. I don't actually have got too much these days in USB-A to USB-C. I actually was trying to find USB-A to USB-C or USB-A to Lightning. Even that was hard for me to find. I was like, oh, okay. They're all now USB-C to Lightning or USB-C to USB-C. So a lot of my peripherals have actually moved all over to USB-C. So for me, I was thinking about this is going to be a pain, but this does have one USB type A ports anyway. But I have moved my lot up. Now, I think only things that I like to see would be wired mouse and wired keyboards. It would probably be nice to see if they can move over from to USB type C, and now we can do a full transition to USB type C in a way. So we can try and get some of this legacy away. Now, before then, like say push back about 6 years ago when Apple tried to push the USB type C, I was like a bit hesitant, but now these days we're getting a lot more that's USB type C that I think it's okay to kind of migrate and not have the USB type A ports. Now, of course, there are I have dealt in the past, a lot of specialized equipment that does run either like, for example, serial to USB type A ports. I think there will be, of course, going to be adapters to them like serial to or COM port to USB type C ports anyway. I think that would be a move, and it's really just a migration towards the USB type C ports anyway. It is probably a better standard because it's reversible, so you can not have to worry about it. So I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, I love to hear what you guys have got. Put in a comment below if you guys are really mostly move over to USB type C. Is it a big issue that I have USB type A or not? For me, it seems to be I'm on the edge where I don't really need to USB type A. Now, I do have a few specialized products, like for example, my color calorimeter. That does have a USB type A, so I do need to have adapter for it. But most of the time, I think we'll be kind of okay with computers not having USB type A ports. Even my USB, which I've got here, which is USB type A port, but you can also switch to USB type C anyway. So that's just one of those two things anyway. So I find that's even for my external hard drives, that also USB type C ports now as well. I've moved the way to that side. So yeah. But also, I am expecting a couple of computers that's coming this way. Fortunately, I just could not order it. The couriers did in two parts. I'll find them out. So that will be a desktop computer that's coming soon, and that's more of a gaming side of things. I think that one there, but I think that'll be kind of cool to see anyway. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, we've got something here coming from Andy. Andy, oh, give me a sec. The software's just running a little slow here. Here we go. What do we got? It's easy to have at least one on a dock. Yeah, I think so. I think it's nice to have at least one USB type A port just in case you ever need for those specialized softwares. Or what you could do is plug that USB type A that comes from this dock to your monitor, because your monitor does have USB type A. A lot of monitors do have USB type A things that because it uses upstream. No, a lot of times I actually don't plug in the upstream to USB for your monitors, but now I'm starting to do that and actually plug things into the monitors in a way. So it's kind of things to do. But yes, also, that's about all I've got for tonight. And I'd love to hear. I'll leave this question open to anyone who's got asked any questions to me. I also got Daniel that actually, wow, this really early one. He said, oh, that was even before the streams. Uh, you're the only one of you doing reviews on Dell computers and special on workstation. Thank you very much. I did find that was something that was when before I even started the channel, it was something I found that was annoying me to try and find information on, and I thought I might just do something about it because I was testing computers anyway. Thought it might be useful for a lot of people anyway. So yes, but thank you very much. I really appreciate that comment. We have USB dongles. Yeah, I think we live in a dongle world these days in a way, but kind of get used to it. But it is again nice to have laptops that can do everything. But really, it all really depends on what you would use and not, and what you have is probably something that you want to actually look into while you actually choose a computer in a way. But I think if you're on traveling, you're more than likely have to get with dongles in a way these days. And so I've kind of moved away. I used to really hate dongles, but again, I've been using my Mac in a way. I do like not having to bring dongles. What I used to have to bring dongles, but especially with the HDMI port, that's a little bit of a software dongles. Yes, software dongles. I know what you're talking about. Software dongles. Software dongles. I've had a few special medical and also lab equipment that runs off serial dongles. Basically, they're key gen dongles, which basically have the serial number built into the dongles. And if you lose that dongle, my God, it's expensive to replace. It's basically replacing the whole entire software because that's the license to it. But I do know about those you're talking about, which you cannot copy neither too. But yes, those I think that'll be nice. That really is up to the manufacturer. If you can probably talk to the manufacturer, go, can you put this particular serial number? Oh, actually, no, they are specialized. Have been specialized. So I don't know if they do USB Type C. I think that would be cool if they do. I actually have not seen one yet because they all have so far that I've come across have all been USB Type A dongles. But I think it's time to move to USB Type C for it. But yeah, you're right about that. But yes, you got it. Thanks, Andy. But yeah, I think I had one. Oh, what was that software called? Rhino. Rhino was one of Rhino's. Was another one. I've got a few ones as well too. But yeah, but it is a very special type of one. I can't remember what it's called again, or fling off my head because they are very small and they're really annoying as well too. Especially when you're trying to have them lend between different people in the group who is trying to use that particular software. That's annoying because in my past job, we have lost a few of those, and they're really expensive to. We're talking about usually about usually about 5 figures usually to replace one of those dongles anyway. So not cheap at all. But yes, Anyway, I think that's about it. I've definitely had a great time. I'm actually just taking this a little bit of a downtime while I'm actually waiting for computers to come in. I have got a new Acer coming in also, and some Aces. So Zeus is coming in, and also Dell's as well coming through. And I am going to also look into try and get my hands on those new Precision series as well. At the moment, again, seems to be shipping issues here. Anyway, thank you very much for you guys for joining me, and hopefully you guys have a fantastic night. Yeah, Rhino, that's exactly it. That's something I have encountered. It's the purple USB dongle as well too. Thank you very much for joining me, and definitely have a great day or have a great evening. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you guys.